My name is Sam Vaknin, and I'm the author of Malignant Self-Love, Narcissism Revisited. Clinging and smothering behaviors are the unsavory consequences of a deep-set, existential, almost mortal fear of abandonment and separation. For the codependent to maintain a long-term, healthy relationship, she must first confront her anxieties head-on. This can be done via psychotherapy, of course. The therapeutic alliance is a contract between patient and therapist, which provides a safe environment where abandonment is not an option, and thus where the client can resume personal growth and form a modicum of self-autonomy. In extremis, the psychiatrist may wish to prescribe anti-anxiety and antidepressant medications. But self-help is also an option. Meditation, yoga, and the elimination of any and all addictions such as workaholism or binge eating. Feelings of emptiness and loneliness, which are at the core of abandonment anxiety and other dysfunctional attachment styles, these feelings can be countered with meaningful activities, mainly altruistic and charitable, and with true, stable friends who provide a safe haven and are unlikely to abandon the codependent, and therefore these people constitute a holding, supportive, and nourishing environment. The codependent's reflexive responses to her inner turmoil are self-defeating and counterproductive. They often bring about the very outcomes that she fears most. Clinging and smothering often lead to abandonment. But these outcomes also tend to buttress her worldview. She says to herself, the world is hostile. I'm bound to get hurt. And these outcomes also sustain her comfort zone. Abuse and abandonment, she says, are familiar to me. At least I know the ropes and how to cope with them. And this is precisely why the codependent needs to exit this realm of mirrored fears and fearsome tumult. She should adopt new avocations and hobbies, meet new people, engage in non-committal, dispensable relationships, and in general, take life more lightly, or even get a life. Some codependents develop a type of militant independence. It's a defense against their own sorely felt vulnerability, their dependence. But even these daring rebels tend to view their relationships in terms of black and white, an infantile psychological defense mechanism known as splitting. These codependents, who are also militantly independent, tend to regard their relationships as either doomed to failure or everlasting, and their mates as both unique and indispensable, soulmate, twin, or completely interchangeable, objectified. All these, of course, are misperceptions, cognitive deficits grounded in emotional immaturity and thwarted personal development. All relationships have a life expectancy, a sell-by or good before or expiry date. No one is irreplaceable or completely interchangeable. The codependence problems are rooted in a profound lack of self-love and an absence of object constancy. She regards herself as unloved and unlovable when she is all by herself, and that's why she goes out seeking relationships. Yet clinging, codependent and counterdependent, fiercely independent, defiant, and intimacy retarding behaviors, all these can be modified. If you fear abandonment to the point of phobia, here's my advice to you. First of all, compile a written, very detailed kind of mission statement regarding all the aspects of your romantic relationships. How would you like them to look like? How would you go about securing the best outcomes? Revisit and revise this charter regularly. Then list your 3 most important mate choice criteria. What would you be looking for in a first date, and without which there will be no second date? This list is your filter, your proverbial selective membrane. Revisit this list and revise it regularly as your taste, experience, and preferences change. Conduct a thorough background check on your prospective intimate partner. Go online, Google his name, visit his social networking accounts, ask friends and family for information and an appraisal of his character, temperament, and personality. This preparatory research will put you in control and empower you. It will serve as an antidote to uncertainty and the anxiety attendant upon it. Next, use the volatility threshold and the threat modeling tools. Explanation is in order. The volatility threshold instrument is a compilation of 1 to 3 types of behaviors that you consider critically desirable, deal makers, in your partner. Observe him and add up the number of times he had acted inconsistently and thus reversed these crucial aspects of his behavior substantially and essentially. Decide in advance how many strikes would constitute a deal breaker, and when he reaches this number, simply walk away